I'm making this video because I got tagged in one post by one Lere Olayinka, who I understand is a fairly used data boy by ex-governor of Ekiti State, who later transferred him for further reuse. But yeah, you know all these Atowoda political hallelujah boys. Yeah, you transfer them for further reuse by others, as far as you are in the same political camp. I'd been seeing the posts, but I wasn't interested until this journalist, Felix Igebo, who I personally know in Lagos, tagged me and wanted my response or clarification to the claims. First, I understand it was a deliberate diversion to the exposés now going on Lere's new political master or principal. So he's trying to divert attention from it by looking for anything to say about Sowore. While it is not out of place to call anybody out if you feel they erred in any way, my only job here is to respond to whether Sowore delivered on training journalists, because the part that caught me is he didn't train any journalists. And I'm sure Felix Igebo, who tagged me in this post too, knew me very well as a citizen reporter for Sahara Reporters for some years up till about 2016, and wanted me to shed light if I knew anything about what the claim about grants or whatsoever is. Yes, I served with Sahara Reporters between 2012 and 2016 as a freelance citizen reporter, so we call ourselves then. I was part of the formation of Sahara TV in Lagos. By the time they would start the Sahara Media Foundation in Lagos was about the time I was moving to on to other things, and was about the same time I also started Objective Media. I'm aware that they got a MacArthur Foundation funding I don't know exact amount, but I think it was around, at that time, maybe $40,000, maybe 400,000. I know it had four in it, but I'm not sure because yeah. But I'm aware that they started a Civic Media Lab in Lagos, and at the launch, they had Professor Olayinka in attendance. They had Seun Kuti in attendance. They had a lot. I wasn't there myself because I was already busy with some other things, personal surgeons too. But after I came back, I went to also visit the Civic Media Lab, and I'm aware that trainings were ongoing for aspiring young journalists, citizen reporters, so to call. In fact, the time I hosted First the Bad Guy, in fact, I hosted the Gon Baba Oja in that place at the start of his career. I hosted many student journalists, student activists. Some were facing rustication, were fighting for some were yeah. If you ask the likes of Femi Adeyeye, it was a time Femi Adeyeye started becoming hot. There was Kebelu, and so we did a lot of things. But beyond my own hosting with the media center, some of the times I visited, I noticed there were other trainings going on. As a matter of fact, one of the times I visited, there were sessions going on by Professor Pius Adesomi, Mrs. Bamidele Ademola Olateju, if you know at that time of Premium Times fame. And there were young people who were diligently paying attention, rapt attention to teachings, deep discussions, philosophical deliberations by Professor Pius Adesomi and his co-hosts at that time. Uh, Permit me, Professor Pius Adesomi is of blessed memory now. For those of you who understand what I'm saying, it's a deep, emotional moment for me right now as I'm discussing this. So let me cut it short. Shortly after, because of the exposés by Sahara Reporters, it was the first footing in formally, in formal status by Sahara Reporters in Nigeria. They decided Saraki was the Senate president. I think there were exposés on Saraki at the time. They bought a court judgment at the time, Saraki, from all the way from Kwara, to seize fund belonging to Sahara Media Foundation in Lagos. You understand? You went to get it. Saraki is in Kwara. Got a judgment from Kwara to seize fund belonging to Sahara Media Foundation from grants, being grant from MacArthur Foundation. Then they froze the account. They thought they would use it to cripple Sahara. It didn't stop them. The next thing, they bombarded the media lab with DSS, operatives of the DSS. All manner of security agencies were parading the place. They were trying to make sure that that place would not operate, to train citizen reporters. So I understand at that point, Sowore realized, as well as the team, that they needed to change strategy. At that time, I was no longer with Sahara Reporters, so I can't speak for Sowore. I know Sowore is efficient. Sowore full ground to respond to all this because he knows the details of everything, including himself going to jail for it. They sued him for everything, including money laundering, claiming all sorts of things that were not true. Buhari was the president, Saraki was the Senate president. They, in concert, all the security agencies, forces, this and that, they were working in concert to make sure they cripple him. Sowore did not mind. They froze his accounts. He didn't mind. If I say I dey call Sowore for the run, Sowore uses his other big batting on drop. It's not like somebody draining his blood to say, fund or no fund, this thing is a must. Me and I'm not to the agree. You don't take with me and I'm talk safe. The last time me and I'm talk, we no agree. That is Sowore for you. But I cannot therefore be unfair to him. No. That's why when I see some people saying, hey, you should leave this thing, you should forgo this thing, you should work with them, you should support this. It's the same thing as saying, forgo what you have been standing and sacrificing for 30 years and come and join the system you have been fighting against. I said, Sowore, the one that, I don't know if they have replaced him to deal because I've not seen Sowore in a while now. And me and I'm never talking a while. But if not the same Sowore with me know that time, till now, now him still dey. The system is said has to be replaced. It cannot join. So when I see the likes of Lere, Olayinka, all these political hallelujah boys, fairly used Fayose house boys, at all double transfer political hallelujah boys onto Fayose, all this serving Wike whiskey in his hollow chamber. It is Shenyelufe. I know Sowore is capable to respond, but I don't think Lere deserves response. He's not the type, Lere is material and low. But I don't think we should reduce conversation about national progress to grants. Anybody and everybody can get grants. Students get grants. Researchers get grants. Innovative persons who are into tech get grants. Farmers get grants. All sorts of people. Lere, Olayinka, if you need grants, you too apply to MacArthur Foundation. If you have the credibility anyways, because I don't know whether they give to political urchins and to be training data boys for politics. I don't know. I don't know the format or requirement but Lere, if it's about grants, apply. Anybody can get grants for anything. But at first I thought you people said it was APC sponsoring Sowore and Sahara Reporters against PDP and Jonathan that time. Later when APC came in, I thought you now said Sowore is getting the new opposition's funding. Oh, now you have finally realized that he's getting independent funding. The next thing is to target whether he is using the fund for the right purpose, for the right cause. If that is the new concern, why not write to MacArthur Foundation? Because I'm not sure they will grant subsequent year if you have not impressed them with results from previous year they granted. I'm not sure. So if you think you are better off than Sowore, Lere, apply. If you get the stuff, the material, the integrity to get grants from such donors or donor agencies or foundations. Kò ń ṣe nǹkan tó le now, you can apply it too. But I understand you are trying to use this to divert attention away from the exposés on your new principal. What a word the Wike. Lere is now trying to draw attention away from it. Oga Lere, going forward, all the exposés about your guy, respond to them. Debunk. That is your job, Lere. Debunk whether those things that are being exposed or revealed about your new principal are true or not. And they said this man is already 50 or above 50 years old already. 50. Anyway, I know his type. They will say they are young at heart. Do you know the meaning of young at heart? Adagba madanu. Respond to the exposés about your guy. All this also they bring na apata. You are yarning apata. It don't make any sense. If na grants, apply to. If you have the credibility, they will give you. But you know how you get your own grants to train political hallelujah boys, APC online data urchins. You know how to get it. Apply.